Hello, in this lecture, we will talk about looping through a list. Looping allows you to take the same action or set of actions with every item in a list. When you want to do the same action with every item in a list, you can use Python's for loop. Let's say we have a list of magicians' names and we want to print out each name in the list. A for loop will let Python to handle this task easily. In the for loop, Python pulls a name from the list magicians and store it in the variable magician, then print the name that was just stored in magician. Python then repeats this operation for each name in the list. So here is a magician. It is a list with 3 elements. Then we write a for loop for magician in magicians, because magicians is a list, and here we create a variable called magician in the for loop. Then next, with the indentation, indent with 4 white space here, though, which means this statement is within the for loop, belongs to the for loop. So for the magician, the first magician is Alice. So here we'll print magician, will print out Alice. Then because there are more elements in the for loop, then the for loop will start again for the next item in the list. So next we'll print David and so on. So 3 lines will be printed out with 3 names: Alice, David, Carolina. So when there's no more values in the list, Python will move on to the next line in the program after the for loop. And for the naming, it is helpful to choose a meaningful name that represents a single item from the list. For example, here is a good way to start a for loop for a list of cats, a list of dogs, and a general list of items. So if there's a list called cats, we will do a for loop for each item in a cats. Then we can write for cat in cats. And similarly, we can write for dog in dogs. And generally, we can write for item in list of items. So using singular and plural names can help you identify whether a section of code is working with a single element from the list or the entire list. And we can actually do more work within a for loop, because every indented line following the line for magician in magicians is considered inside the loop. So each indented line is executed once for each value in the list. So this is a magician list with 3 items, and we write for magician in magicians, print magician with a title form, and concatenate a string that was a greater trick. Then we print again for the first magician called Alice, print I can't wait to see your next trick with Alice with a title form. And this is a for loop which includes 2 statements. So for each item in the list, we'll print item's title form, that was a great trick. Then we'll print next line, we'll print I can't wait to see you next trick with the name of the item with a title form. Then we'll print a new line for starting the next item. So when the loop is finished, then there is a line without indent. So we can print, thank you everyone, there was a great magic show. So any lines of code after the loop that are not indented are executed for once without repetition. We will show this code in Spyder we create magician, a list, run. Then we write a for loop for magician. In magician, print magician. So each name of the item are printed, and we can doing more work within a for loop. Create this again. Create a list with 3 items. Then we run this for loop, which includes 2 lines. We run this. So we'll show Alice. That was a great trick. I can't wait to see your next trick, Alice. Then a new line, blank line. Then Davy. That was a great trick. I can't wait to see your next trick, Davy. And same for Carolina. Then after the loop, we run this. Thank you everyone. That was a great magic show.